Hi everyone, I am the Beast. Take one letter away and you get the best. Okay, pop quiz. What do you think is the most important episode in Friendship's Magic? And if you do know the answer, hint, hint, take this time to figure out the reason why. Okay, got the answer? If you say the first episode, you are dead wrong. It's understandable, really. When starting a story, it's always best to start at the beginning. Except if it was an episodic show. Each episode in an episodic show is a self-contained story, where you don't need, or shouldn't need, other episodes to get the context. Sometimes stories can go on for multiple episodes, but more often the episodes are short and sweet. And really, all you need to know is the basic premise that the opening usually gives you.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Absorbent and yellow and porous is he.
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Okay, this is about an animated sponge and his undersea antics and adventures.
It started when an alien device did what it did and stuck itself up on his wrist with secrets that it hid. Now he's got superpowers, he's no ordinary kid, he's Ben 10.
Okay, this is about a kid named Ben who finds this watch who lets him turn into 10 different aliens who fight crime and stuff. Okay, by the tone of the music, this is meant to be some sort of spooky/mystery show, and it's focused on these two kids living with an uncle who runs this souvenir shop. But friendship is magic, however? Yeah, that's where we hear a bit of a snag, and I don't just mean tolerating the theme song.
Alright, we'll take the intro, put it there, and where's the next scene? Ah, there it is.
My Little Pony is a weird hodgepodge of both episodic and serialized storytelling. Now, mixing the two isn't that bad, but at a certain point, there was a massive divergent point that might as well became a second show. You know what I'm talking about. It is when Twilight Sparkle became a princess. Magical Mystery Cure was the first time that the brony fandom had exploded, and I bet some were fearful in what direction the show was heading. Some were even decrying that the show/character was now ruined forever for them. Obviously now that couldn't be any farther from the truth, but at the time it was a genuine concern for some fans. Some were incredibly stupid, but concerned nonetheless. But here's what I'm trying to get at. My Little Pony is a half-episodic show that gets broadcasted onto television. And since it's on television, unless it's the first time that it gets broadcasted, it's a random crapshoot on what episode you're gonna get. One episode you will see Twilight worrying about meeting her friendship report deadline, and in the next, you might see Princess Twilight trying to build relationships with another kingdom. It would be incredibly jarring, especially if you want to enter the franchise and you have to play catch-up. Heck, following the experiment that we did earlier, the openings also doesn't help. In the first 3 seasons, you'll see Twilight Sparkle as a regular purple unicorn, but on season 3 and onwards, you'll see her with her alicorn wings, and any other development that the show has made at the time. A pinnacle moment that gets spoiled for you within the first 2 to 3 minutes. Heck, if you know the meaning of alicornhood and try to interpret the premise from those openings, you might get the assumption that it's about a princess going out of a castle and experiencing the world and stuff. But, since I'm now entering the second page of my script, I'd best be talking about Magical Mystery Cure itself. And be warned, since I'm talking about a pinnacle moment in the show, and this is a review... Okay, so we begin with Twilight Sparkle singing about a lovely day in Ponyville. Okay, who are we dealing with here? A changeling? I know that I'm a moderate fan, but even I know this is sort of our character for her. It's not even that good, especially when it reminds me about that town song from Beauty and the Beast, another song that I don't like. Anyway...
Boo! You stink!
No, you stink, you sack of... Moving on. Well, it doesn't matter anyway, since it's just set up for the expected letdown and the central problem of the episode. Tries to discover that all of her friends has been swapped with each other's cutie marks and trying to do the other's jobs. Rarity got Rainbow Dashes and trying to manage the weather. Rainbow Dash got Fluttershy's mark and trying and failing to look after Flutter's animals. Fluttershy got Pinky's, Pinky got Abstract, and Abstract's got Rarity's. And can I just say, I'm just fascinated with these sort of ideas. I like to see characters that we are familiar with, but have little or large changes to them that completely alter their lives. This is essentially the appeal of what ifs, seeing our favorite characters in a different light and life, and then see the excuses they're trying to come up with to justify the changes. I'm not giving this episode an A+ because of it, but it is something that I like to think about. Why would Rainbow Dash want to look after animals? What made Fluttershy want to become a comedian? I don't know, but it is something that I like to read in a fanfiction sometime. How about we getting sidetracked? Back to the main episode. We then find out what caused all of it. Twilight and Celestia's blunder. The night before, Celestia has sent Twilight a package with Star Swirls the Bearded unfinished spell. Twilight carelessly read the spell out loud, affected the elements of harmony that Twilight was keeping, and this is how all her friends' lives has changed. I got a few problems with this for several different reasons. Not only because of the general carelessness of our main character, but also that they try to throw around big words like fate and destiny, without knowing what they really mean. They somehow attach destiny with cutie marks, implying that the symbol of your mark is a sign of your destiny, despite that cutie marks are just meant to be a sign for talent and the density of that pony, and is no way related to destiny. This is probably just me being a fatist, somebody who doesn't believe in fate, and I'm making up that definition, but the writers are trying to make unsuited connections just to make a grander story. But then again, the spell did alter the elements of harmony, and those things are pretty important. And then there's Celestia saying Twilight the spell. Spoiler alert, but it was secretly a test for Twilight to send to Alicornhood. However, while I'm okay with the secret test of character and whatnot, she is sending an unprepared Twilight a potentially hazardous and unfinished spell. Even if she didn't expect Twilight to cast a spell, everything that has happened was technically Celestia's fault, and so far, she hasn't got any repercussions for it. And now, several years later, I think the statute of limitations for that incident has now expired. Anyway, let's talk about another big point of contention of the episode, the songs. Magical Mystery Cure was the first musical episode for the show, as they try to squeeze in a lot of stuff into just one small space. The songs themselves saw more misses than hits. The only ones that I find likable are What My Cutie Mark Is Telling Me, Gotta Find a Way, and Celestia's Ballad. And even then, it's held back by the chorus that I just find obnoxious. There's another reason why the musical nature bites this in the butt, but I'm gonna save that for later. Anyhow, after Twilight has her Rose guilty me moment, she decides not to lose hope and set about fixing things. She gets her friends to remember what is the most important to them and get them to do the jobs that they originally meant to do. And at the same time, not only did she restore her friends' memories, but she also helped fix up the town as well. With everything and everyone now restored, Twilight was hit with a moment and figure out what she needs to do to finish the unfinished spell. She does so, and then gets sent to a magical void with Celestia. She basically implied that Twilight has finished her final test and sings what is probably the best song in the episode. And every time I think about it, I remember a certain question that the mysterious Mr. Enter once asked.
And all the ways you've made me proud of you.
Now here's a question. Are you proud of Twilight? Are you proud of watching her overcome each of her own trials? Is she really enough of a character for you to feel this for her?
And, if I'm gonna be honest, yes, I do. Despite me not wanting to be dubbed a brony and only sporadically watching the show from time to time, I do know everything that Twilight has been through. I am sort of proud to see her overcoming all those challenges. And then, oh god, Twilight has returned as an Alicon, and is now a royal princess. No, they didn't reveal that she has royal blood or anything, but she has risen to the title of princess, despite not giving her the chance if she wants to be a princess or not. And then, show's over. Yeah, the episode ends with Twilight accepting the position, and then there's this massive celebration for a coronation. That's it. The end. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.
What?
Okay, I'm okay with Twilight becoming an Alicorn. It's my favorite pony race after all. And I'm okay with Twilight becoming a princess. My only problem is that Twilight has given no choice in the matter. This is a really big decision, and it's something that she has to make, but Celestia isn't giving her an opportunity to decide. We're basically seeing a character that we like being hamstrung into a role of great responsibility, whether she like it or not. Yeah! And do you want to know why they did this? Why they make this grand finale down to just one episode instead of two? It was basically the potentially last episode of the show. You see, there is unspoken, not rule, more like a guideline, that shows has to be about 65 episodes long, and that the studios have decided if they want to continue it for syndication or not. This is why that Friendship Magic's third season was cut down to 13 episodes, and Magical Mystery Cure was dab number 65. This was written as the grand finale of the show, and they wanted to leave it on that signifying note. Now this does feel like a grand finale, I won't argue against that. However, I still have to review this on the whole, and I have to say that it's pretty rushed. They try to squeeze something that is meant to be a two-parter, and have to duct tape it together with musical numbers. They left the episode with barely any time to breathe, and left out some of the most important stuff that they needed to have to make a flowing story. And you know what? They could have easily made this a two-parter. Scrap one of the earliest Season 3 episodes, probably Games Pony Play, and give the extra episode slot to this one. And do you want to know the sad part? From what I've researched, the writer of the episode, M.A. Lawson, also wanted this to be a two-parter. But when he handed in the script, those damn executives squeezed it down to just one episode, and they were forced to air it. Damn you executives and your excessive meddling! Now, this would be how I would have written this grand finale. I would have had the first episode be mostly the same, with Twilight becoming an Alicorn, but ended with Celestia saying that Twilight has one more test that she needs to pass. There will be no penalties for failing, she can still be an Alicorn, but if she does pass, then she becomes a princess. But the most important part is that the test is totally optional for her. And then in the second episode, Twilight will have to decide with her friends if she wants to become a princess or not. Have a few touchy moments here, and a few cameos there, and have the test be so grandiose that Twilight's friends have to step in to help her, thus filling the circle of the friendship lessons and everything. and then have the grand coronation. However, that is just the fanfiction that I came up with. All in all, Magical Mystery Cure is a fine episode, but as a series finale, more steps have to be taken to make it a much proper end-off. This has been The Beast, and thank you for watching. And since this is still in December, have a happy holidays, and Merry Christmas.